Hello everybody, my name is Alex and today I'm going to show you how to implement Google Play and Google Play login inside your Unity project. I'm doing so because I tried implementing Google myself and it's a very tiresome process. Why? Because Unity and Google did not update their documentation on this matter and they have old code with new documentation and new documentation with old code. It's a mess and I don't want you to go through that mess. Therefore, today I'm going to take you step by step into the process of implementing Google Play login inside your Unity project. I just opened a Unity project. It's empty. There's literally nothing in it except a sample scene. I want to show you and I want to guide you the whole process. First of all, open up build settings. We are building for Android. Google Play is on Android. Therefore, please switch your Unity project to Android. Go Android, switch platform. After you switch the platform, here at the name of the project and the scene, it should also say Android. Go to edit, go to project settings. First of all, we have to link our project ID, our project that we plan to use Google with. The way this works is Unity, here we are in Unity, we have to link our Unity project with a Unity dashboard project. What's that? Well, Unity dashboard is this. It's part of Unity Gaming Services, and Unity Gaming Services is a service that gives you access to a lot of options like analytics, build automation, cloud saving, and guess what? Authentication. We need authentication to be able to access Google Play, right? Because logging with Google Play requires a form of authentication, and you'll have to create a project. I already have a few projects here, but I'm going to use this project for our tutorial. I'm not going to show you the whole process of creating a company. You have to create a company and also creating a project because it's easy, and if you are watching this tutorial, you probably know how to create this. Go back to Unity, select the organization. How and why does my organization appear here? Because it is all decided by Unity Hub, the email you're connected with in Unity Hub. And I am connected with, if I press account settings, it's going to open up a browser and tell me some information. I have this email, and if we go to the Unity project here, I'm also having the same email. So make sure that you sync your emails across the platforms. Go down here. I'm going to select my Retro Cloud Studios organization, and I'm going to use an existing Unity project ID because I already created one. Here, test project. If I haven't created one, I would be using create project ID. Use an existing, select my Retro Cloud Studios, and select the project being test project. And then don't forget to press link because you have to create a connection between Unity and Unity dashboard. Link project ID, yes. And now as you can see, everything here is linked accordingly. Next step, go to player, set up your company name here. I'm gonna have it as test company, and the product name is gonna be cool game. Collapse this. We are only going to be using two tabs here, other settings and publishing settings. Let's first start with other settings. Scroll all the way down to identification and package name. As you can see, this box is not checked, therefore it's going to use the default package name, but I can show you how not to use that. Check this one and edit the package name as you'd like, but I will use the default one. Next, make sure that scripting backend is selected as IL2CPP. It's very important, it's faster, and this is what Google supports. Also make sure you're using ARM64. That's important because almost any other store now uses 64 technology. With these settings in mind, please scroll down all the way to publishing settings. In publishing settings, what is very important to keep in mind is that Minify is disabled. Nothing here is enabled. Make sure you have the exact same checks as I do here. The next thing we have to do is creating a key store. What is a key store? That's a very good question. A key store is an unique identifier between your application and Google. A best practice is having a development key store and a release key store. We're going to create a custom key store. Go towards Key Store Manager, Key Store, Create New, Anywhere. Usually what I do is I create a new folder inside the main folder of the game, call it key store, and here I create the dev key store. I'm not going to be creating the release key store for this tutorial because it doesn't have any value. Save. Add the password. I'm going to add the password right now. The alias is just a username, whatever, for your key. You can name it what you'd like. The password, and you can have the same password. There's not an issue with this, but for security reasons, you should have different passwords. I don't really care because it's a test. Tutorial. The first and last name, you can just put a company here. City or locality, I'm gonna put Bucharest because that's where I'm headed. And for the country code, you have to find your country code online. Add key. And then, yes, add the key. Make sure that you have it selected over here in test, key store, dev key store. It already added the password, and the password, we are good to go. After you've completed this step, you have to go to play.google.com/console. Go to this link, and you're going to be prompted with a login for a Google Play developer account. I'm going to choose my account, which is RetroCloud Studios, and I cannot show you that process, but you are going to be prompted with some beginning questions, and also you have to pay the $25 fee for publishing on the Google Play Store. That fee includes an unlimited number of apps, so it's a one-time purchase of $25, but it's a lifetime of publishing apps on the Google Play Store. You're going to be presented with this after you complete the onboarding. All apps, pinned apps, whatever. Go to create app, and let's create our app. The app name is how it will appear on Google Play. I'm gonna put as test me because it will never see the light of day. This is a game, it's not an app. And if you are paid, it's free, paid, whatever you have, but I'm gonna go with free. I confirm this app meets, and I confirm that I accept US export laws and go to create app. You have created your app now. You can ignore all these tasks for now. Scroll all the way down to Play Game Service, Setup and Management, Configuration. This is where the magic happens. You're gonna be granted with three options. Well, if your game already uses an API like Firebase, which is rated at Google, Google has already other APIs. If you use any Google API, check this one. If your game doesn't use any API, check this one. But if you already have a project that you want to use Google Play, check the third option. For us, is the second option. We don't use any Google APIs. Game name is testme. Go create. Okay, we are up and running. We have our first Google Play application in the console. Let's follow the steps. First of all, you have to create an auth consent screen. You are going to be prompted with this pop-up and go to Google Cloud Platform. I know, very good UI from the Google team. Now, choose how you want to configure and register your app. Well, our first app is not going to have anything to do with internals. We just have external testing. Everybody has access to it, not just people from my organization. Go create. App name, let's call this testme. I call it like, you can call it whatever, it's not important right now. I call it like this because it's only on the dev environment. I have this, it's very important that you differentiate between a dev environment and a release environment. The user support email is just this. App logo, don't add an app logo. Do not add an app logo here. Don't add the app domain, don't add anything. And developer contact information, add whatever email you want. And go save and continue. Scopes here, very important that you add those three following scopes. Add or remove scopes and select Google Play Game Services, Google Play Game Services Lite, and also Google Play Game Services with the app data. Hit update. We have these three here and go save and continue. Test users, make sure that you add yourself as a user here. Don't forget this step because this is very annoying. Without having a test user here, you are not going to be able to test your Google Play application. save and continue. And also make sure that the test user that you're using is the email that you have connected on your phone to Google Play. That's very important. Okay, we have created the auth screen. Go back to the dashboard, go to configuration, config configuration. We have created the configuration, but you also have to create two credentials, an Android credential and the game server credential. Let's first start with the game server as it is easier. Add credential, game server, it's a test me one, and now we also have to create an OAuth client because a credential uses an OAuth client. We don't have one, so click on create. After you're done with this pop-up, create OAuth client ID. Application type is web application. Name it whatever you want. I'm going to name this web and just click create. Make sure that you download the JSON. Close this, close this, close this one. Done. Refresh OAuth clients and back into where you've created the web application, add the test me web and save changes. And now if you go back to configuration, at credentials tab, you're going to have a game server created. Now let's also create an Android one. Add credential, select Android, call it test me, enable anti-piracy. Make sure this is off because if you select this to on, then you will not be able to test your application. Why? Because when testing your build, you're going to be downloading it from not Google Play, basically from the web, from other sources, and that's counted as piracy. Make sure it's off. Now we also have to create an OAuth client for this one, so click create OAuth client. And the application type is going to be Android, name, call it test me, dev. Now this is a specific part of the process. We need a package name. What is the package name? Go back to Unity, go to other settings, scroll down, this is the package name. Copy it and paste it here. Now this SHA-1 certificate is going to give you headaches. It also gave me headaches. In order to get this certificate, you need the key store that we created earlier. This thing over here. Now, how do you get a code like this from the key store? That's a very important question. Find Java on your computer. For me, that's located at this PC in program files, x86, Java bin. This is the folder you have to arrive at. For other people, it's basically just at local DC and program files is one of these two folders. Find your Java folder and go to it. Java and bin. Here, make sure you copy this address, open up a command prompt, and cp to this address. So now we are in that folder. Now go to key store, select browse, go to where your key store is located. Now copy this location and type the following code. Tool-key store, paste the location of the key store, followed by the key store name, in our case, dave.keystore, followed by list, followed by v. Enter. You're going to be prompted with the key store password. Enter, and you've gotten your SHA-1 fingerprint. This is the fingerprint we need. Copy it, close this one, go here and paste it. We have our development fingerprint. Create. Download JSON. Now going back to the game configuration, let's refresh the auth clients and add test me dev, save changes. And if you go back to configuration, the main screen, in your application, you're going to see one Android credential and one game server credential. Well, that's great. For now, we are finished with Play Games Services configuration. And you search for Google Play Login Unity Git. I know that's a very important aspect. Go here, you're going to have all these links in the description below. This is a plugin that Google put for Unity. Go to code and download zip. Open this and make sure you extract this one somewhere to desktop. go to desktop, go to where it was extracted, and you only need the current build. I'm going to have a Unity package here. Double click it, and it's going to add this Unity package inside our project. Without this plugin, we cannot use Google. Hit import. After imported package, make sure you also enable the Android auto resolution. I assure you from now that this is probably going to say build failed, but that's okay. It usually does that. Now, go to Window, Google Play Games, Setup, Android Setup. The directory to save constants is basically where we want to save the constants. And the constants class name, yeah, you can use that, whatever. You can change this after you understand how it works. We need two informations here. The first one is something, and the second one is something. Let's go to the second one because it's easier to find. Open up the folder where you kept your web app JSON. Open web app JSON. And first things first, copy the client ID. Copy, close it here, and paste it into client ID. Now here you have to go back to Google Play at configuration, go to get resources in Play Game Services, setup and management configuration, get resources, and just copy this thing, paste it, copy it, hit download it, copy this thing, paste it here, and set up. Okay, so now I've set up Google Play Games. That's good. Now the resolving Android dependencies is going to run by itself. Shouldn't find any errors now, hopefully. And even if it does, it's still most likely okay. One of the last settings, go to Window, Package Manager, go to Unity Registry again and search for Authentication and download the package, install the package. After you downloaded this package, go to Edit, Project Settings. In Services, you should see Authentication. Go to Authentication, add a Google Play Games identity provider, add it, and we need the client ID, which is again this one. Copy it, paste it, and we also need the client secret, which is at the end of the JSON. Copy this one as well, paste it here, and hit save. And now we also have a connection with Google Play Games. And that's great. If you go to the Unity dashboard, do a live ops and authentication about, identity providers, you're going to see your application linked with Google Play Games and then the status of enabled. That's great. Now I have a script ready. Go to create empty, Google, add the script here. The script is empty. We just have to add some code. You're going to have the script in the description down below, but I suggest you to pay attention to what it does and what every single thing that I'm going to do means. Let's first create a public string Google Play token. This is a token that we're going to get from Google Play on successful login. We're also going to have a public string Google Play error. In case Google Play throws an error, we have to know what error we have. Now, we have an issue here. The thing that in version 0.10 of the Google Play plugin, which we have it right here, Google Play Games, this plugin, the code implementation was totally different. In the 0.10 implementation, you were able to manually authenticate to Google Play. Remember the games where you just have to go, hey, I hit authenticate. Now this doesn't happen. It's an automatic sign in as well. Also, quick tip, you cannot test Google Play services here. You cannot test Google Play services in editor, only on a build on Android. Then let's go ahead and create a public async task authenticate. First of all, let's go play games platform that activate, so we activate the actual play games. Then let's await the Unity Unity services that initialize async. So we also connect to the Unity API. And now let's do a play games platform that instance that authenticate if it's success. Then if success equals sign in status success, then let's do something here. Let's do a debug. So let's do a debug dot log login with Google was success. After that, let's do a play games platform that instance that requests server-side access. This changed in the last plugin version. This is the actual correct updated usage. True, have a code, and create this. Let's also do a debug that log auth code is code, and then do a Google Play token equals code. Now, on the other hand, if it's not successful, then let's do a Google Play error is failed to retrieve. Failed to retrieve Google Play Games auth code, and do a debug that log error login unsuccessful. Alright, so we have this. This connects to Google Play. This part of the tutorial connects to Google Play Games with the Unity dashboard. And so after you sign in Google Play Games, also do a authenticate with Unity. Let's create this method, which is a private async task. And this authenticate with Unity is just going to try. We're going to do an await of the authentication service, that instance that sign in with Google Async, and we need the code that we're signing with, right? So the token. And do a debug log for the information that you need. I'm going to do that here. We have an exception which is of type authentication exception X. Debug.log exception. And you also have another catch, but this time we have a different exception called request failed exception. I suggest you adding this, is going to help you. And just throw, not like this, but like this, throw. And so basically, right after you connect to Google Play Games, also connect with Unity, and you have to await this. And there's the code. Now go ahead and make a build for this. Hit build. Create it wherever. I'm gonna create it here. Build. Hit test. After the build was successful, make sure you only send this test.apk, only the APK file, to your mobile phone. And see you on mobile testing the Google Play integration.